Oysters Pearls Uganda is an NGO. We integrate science and technologies in schools that are inclusive of the blind. Sometimes these are exclusive schools or schools for the blind only. We also integrate these technologies in communities, and we think of persons with visual impairment and blindness as people with unique potentials, and our goal is to change the perception that the communities have towards them. And we also believe by creating the environment with access to technology, the right educational resources, we create for them the environment for them to flourish. And now with the advent of electronic Braille and portable eBraille devices, we are cooperating with a Kenyan-based organization to produce curriculum materials in electronic Braille, and then later integrate this with the right agencies like the ministries, integrate these products or electronic books in Braille in school populations. The Kenyan-based partner organization is Ekitabu. Ekitabu distributes books in accessible formats across Africa, and their goal is to achieve economic inclusion by cultivating access to better career resources for people with disabilities and also people without disabilities, pretty much. So they create educational and curriculum materials in different formats so many people can access them.
This project has two components. One, to create curriculum materials into accessible digital formats, and in this case we're going to put the books into eBraille. And the second component of this project will be building capacity of Ugandans on how to create curriculum materials in accessible digital formats.
I am Komake Dennis, a member of the team in the project, and here I have a file which is in text, and I'm going to translate it into Braille by the help of the software DBT, which is the Duxbury Braille translator. Here on the screen you can see it's a book, it's a textbook still in text. Now I'm going to turn it into Braille. So here appears the same file which I had. It's now in Braille.
Braille is a system of writing that is read by touch. It's mainly used by sight impaired people. But eBraille is read on a refreshable Braille display. So a refreshable Braille display raises plastic or metallic dots corresponding to the letters that are being represented in Braille. What this means is that the Braille file is digitized and put inside the device, and then somebody just keeps panning to read. It's like how you would read your electronic document on a computer or a smartphone or something. So this device keeps on refreshing the cells, and then the raised dots correspond to the Braille letters that are being represented. That's how eBraille works. So this particular device is called the Orbit 20. It's a refreshable Braille display. eBraille is very efficient because physical Braille is very expensive to produce. You require papers, and most importantly, the space for storing Braille documents is huge. So now, like you can see, all of these books that you can see here make less than half of the Old Testament. So less than half of the Old Testament translated into Braille results in all of this that you are seeing. And yet, you can fit as many Bibles, tens and tens of Bibles and other books inside this tiny device. So that's where the efficiency comes, and also the cost. Because the books are expressly written with the sighted person in mind, we go through some steps to make all the tables and graphics accessible. We also describe all the images, and image description is a very important process here, because The goal of every image description is to provide a text-based access to a particular image since somebody cannot see. And most importantly, we strive as hard as we can to make sure that reading the image description provides similar effect to seeing the image and provides similar meanings to somebody who is just seeing the image. So that's what image description is. It's a very important process here.
When we are describing images, we consider objectivity. By objectivity, I mean we do not attempt to interpret the images. We only give a physical description of what the materials are in the content. We also look at the language. Here we consider relevant or appropriate terminology that should be used.
In this project, we are going to complete 50 textbooks for both primary and secondary, and then we shall write a training manual that we shall share with schools on how to utilize these books at school levels. The team that is working on this project comprises of very experienced blind and visually impaired technologists, teachers, and community outreach experts. We also have our sighted counterparts who are teachers and technologists who are also helping, because in this project we feel to come up with a good product there is need for integration of both the sighted and the visually impaired members of the team.
Question 1. Go outside the classroom. As you can see, this one is okay and friendly. Question 2. Look at the sky. What can you see? This question, as you can see, needs to be adapted in a more friendly way. Can somebody help us suggest a way that we can do this?
Thank you very much. I think that question cannot be attempted by learners who are blind unless it is adapted. I suggest we change the question to ask your sighted friend or teacher to look in the sky and tell you what they can see.
Look at the trees. Is the wind blowing? Can another person help us to suggest a way we can adapt this question?
So again, that cannot be attempted. So I suggest we adapt it to ask your sighted friend or teacher to look at the tree and tell you if the wind is blowing. How about that?
That's okay.